So, we have a trio of wideouts that happen to be rumored to be available for trade, and the Green Bay Packers are candidates for either one of the three wide receivers that are rumored to be on the trading block, and that trio happens to be the names of Denver Broncos Emmanuel Sanders, Minnesota Vikings Stefon Diggs, and Cincinnati Bengals number one star wideout AJ Green. So my question to you guys is that should we look to trade for one of those three wide receivers? So you can comment you can leave your comments in the comment section on to which one of the three we should get, and maybe like what do we give up for them? Draft picks, a wide receiver, use your imagination. And before I get to my whole thought process on how to break all of this down for you guys, to give you an idea of what I think we should do, and what the Packers will most likely do, I'm just going to give you a really, really good breakdown of all of the pros and cons and all of the simple numbers, the analytics of each receiver. First, I will start with Emmanuel Sanders. As you can see right here, that obviously the pros for Emmanuel are obviously a good all-around wide receiver. He is pretty versatile. He can play inside, he can play outside. He is a fairly crisp route runner, experienced. He has played in a plethora of different types of offenses. The question is, would Emmanuel actually be a good fit? That's just a question to pose to you guys, is would he be the best fit? And this will go for any of the receivers that we are looking for, as rumors to be that are on the trade block and would be candidates to be traded to the Green Bay Packers. Another pro is that Emmanuel would give Aaron a legit number 2 receiver option, as right now the number 2 receiver is unclear right now. Geronimo still has yet to really get a niche going, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling, as you know, looks to be a little bit inconsistent, but has made a few splash plays here and there, and that is definitely a good sign, a good trend that he's heading in the right direction. But there's still some inconsistencies that need to be worked out with Marquez. But I'm fairly confident that with some time and more reps, I believe that it will work out, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling is going to be a good receiver here. So Emmanuel Sanders, I think, is a very highly intriguing an option for the Packers to look into and possibly make a deal for him. And just to go over the cons here, he has dealt with some injuries, and he is an aging receiver. He is 32 years old. So would he be good for the long term? No. Would he be absolutely fantastic for the short term? Yes, absolutely. I would say maybe just for the year. But those are my thoughts, and now I'm going to go to the numbers here on the salary that we'll have to take on if we do in fact make the trade for Manny. So as you can see here, he's got a $10 million base signing, along with a $2 million signing bonus, a cap hit with over 12 million, almost up to 13, with $4 million in dead cap, and the year-round base. The year-round is the exact same as the base here. So as you can see, it would be pretty tough for the Packers to be able to make a trade, as this team doesn't have that much cap space now because of the free agent signings that we just got. So it would be pretty tough to really do it. Also, not to mention what would we have to give up for him. Would we have to give up a 4th round pick, 5th round pick? Like I said, I will leave that to the imagination, but I think we can probably give up a 5th round pick for him. And because he is 32 years old, and because he may be on the slight decline, and the injuries may also be a part of the problem, so I'm going to say that the chance that we get him in the trade is on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm probably going to go with a 3.5. It's unlikely, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. So that is what I have for Emmanuel Sanders. He is certainly intriguing, and probably the favorite that I think out of the trio is it would be Emmanuel all the way. Now on to Minnesota Vikings number 2 wide receiver Stefon Diggs. Obviously, you can see here by the pros, he is young, he is fast. He would give Aaron a legitimate number 2 option, as he is for Kirk Cousins. The cons is that he will most likely cost a higher draft pick than Emmanuel Sanders would, as Stefon Diggs is younger, faster. So I'm going to post you up the numbers here. This is obviously just it's a screenshot from Spotrac.com, as I don't have a whole lot of space to put all of the details of Stefon's contract. Obviously, he's got a pretty large cap hit for this season at $21 million. I'm sorry, dead cap, and then a cap hit of $12 million, which is pretty much about the same as Emmanuel Sanders. However, as you can see, as you look down into the 2020s, that cap hit is going to increase, and it's going to increase by next year. Also looking at the base salaries, it's going to increase a little bit per year up until 2022. So it's going to be tough to be able to make a trade for Stefon because of a relatively large contract. But I think he might very well be worth it. He is young, and I think he's only going to get better. Say that the chances that we trade for him are only a 1 out of 10, because Minnesota doesn't appear to be interested in trading him right now, even though he is expressing displeasure with the Minnesota Vikings right now. I don't know whether that has to do with Kirk or if that has to do with just the circumstances in Minnesota. But who knows what's going to happen. Now on to the last of the trio, and that is Cincinnati Bengals, AJ Green. The pros here are pretty much about the same as Emmanuel Sanders. Good all-around receiver. Would give Aaron a legitimate number 2 wide receiver for sure. Possibly a number 1, as AJ Green has been said to be better than Davante Adams, but I would have to say right now at the age of 31, probably not. And considering that he is dealing with injuries and has proven to be quite injury-prone, unfortunately, that is kind of one of the big problems with AJ, is that yes, he is tradable, and yes, he is going to be serviceable, but the question is he going to be available? And I also put speedy deep threat down in the pros column because he is fast. I'm not entirely sure if he will be as fast as he used to be, being that he is coming back from some injuries and is older. AJ can give that really, really good speedy down the seam vertical threat since Jordy Nelson was in his prime. As you can see here, he's got $11 million for the base, $3 million for signing bonus, an extra $200,000 for workout, a $15 million cap hit. He's got a slightly smaller dead cap, but in the event if we were to release him, it wouldn't be all that much, and that is probably going to be one of the reasons why the Cincinnati Bengals could be looking to deal AJ, is that they will only just take $3 million in dead cap if they were to in fact look to trade him away to another squad. So it's definitely interesting. I really think that AJ is about the same category of probability as Emmanuel Sanders here. These guys are both aging receivers who have dealt with some injuries, and so I see the chances of us acquiring AJ in a trade would probably be a 3 out of 10. So it's probably a little bit less of a probability than Emmanuel Sanders. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section about these trades, these players. What should we do? I personally think that the Packers organization we're very unlikely to make a deal for any of these three wide receivers here, as we are definitely looking to develop our young guys, and this team obviously put so much resources into drafting wide receivers, so I just don't see us making a deal for a wide receiver at this point. So, with that, I'll catch you guys later for another video. Go Pack Go.